This video from Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine, and today 15th day of April 2023, and today is a Easter time. This is celebration of Easter time. I didn't make my greetings in Christmas time because it was not so good mind to make good performance in a Christmas time when the country in a war. But nevertheless, today is Easter, Christian Easter, I wanted to say. And in Ukraine, there are a lot of Christian churches, and I'm not sure how many people do believe sincerely to the God, because in the previous more than 80 years, Ukraine was not a religious country, and during the latest 30 years, the ideology was ideology of capitalism. And by the way, today I am not showing you insects because this Easter time is pretty cool. Once I made an interesting video about entomology and zoology just in front of apricot tree. And this is not apricot tree. Now it's a sakura time in Japan, and this is wild plum tree. By the way, wild plum with yellow fruits in the summertime. But today is pretty cold, about 8 degrees Celsius, and not so many insects around. There are not many insects, there are not at all, because they are hidden somewhere everywhere around, just in the soil or underground, because they are not hibernating, they are just waiting. They are waiting to hatch, waiting to live, and waiting to make their nests and live everywhere around as ants, bees, bumblebees. I already just recorded video of one bumblebee last week, but today no bumblebees at all. About 8 degrees, it's pretty cold, even for bumblebees, despite they're so hairy. And this is wild plum. It's pretty beautiful. So like in Japan, we need to catch some nice months of spring. So this is, we could say Ukrainian sakura time. We have sakura trees in Kyoto Park here in Kyiv. It's pretty quiet, pretty nearby where I'm living in my apartment. But maybe I will take videos later. It will be a little bit warmer, and still sakura time will be in next week, I guess so. And fortunately, today there is a more or less quiet time in Kyiv, not in Ukraine. Ukraine still in a war, and it's pretty dangerous situation all the way around in the eastern and southern border of Ukraine, where Ukraine is fighting for independence. Yes, fighting for independence, fighting for the country, fighting for Ukrainian people. And we support Ukrainian army in this fighting, because this is only one choice to survive for Ukraine as a state. Despite, you can say, many global ideas around. If you want to know more about global ideas, read different books in English, not in Russian, not in Ukrainian, because old books were still with Soviet ideology. And just very few people have creative ideas and have really true ideas about situation in capitalism, in economics, in financial situation, in politics. So that's why I search for some interesting books in internet, and Ukraine were available on many sites about history, about philosophy, about ideology, about capitalism, and also about insects. We will do more videos about insects in the future, but today is a cool day. I am very happy to take this video just near these flowers, but I cannot show you any insects here. And despite it, just only 5-10% of all my followers were watching me every day, every my video. Hello to France. I'm very pleased to see Andrew here with me on this stream. I didn't record it, I just making direct translation. It's more fun. You make a mistake about Christmas, so I say again Christmas, Christian Easter, because some people are not very satisfied. There is a Catholic Christmas, there is Orthodox Church Christmas, not Christmas, Easter. But what's the matter? If you believe to God, it doesn't matter for you. But if you are not believing, you will complain all the time. There is one type of Christmas, there's another one. I do not believe to one, do not believe to one. Well, I guess maybe 70% of Russian population is atheists. They do not believe in any God. Any God, not Christian, not Buddhism, not Muslim God. So the same maybe 70% do not believe to the God even in Ukraine. Because history, despite all 30 years of independence in Ukraine, the ideology was which one? Just post-Soviet ideology of capitalism. And there are very few people who are talking about ideology, and now there are very few people again who can talk about ideology, about politics, about economics with some ideas. And I am very pleased to talk with my followers about insects, because many people do not like insects. I like them, I love them, I enjoy them, but many people are irritating about insects, like about politics. Politics in Ukraine, this is something irritational. But in Russia, politics is prohibited subject. Prohibited, because if you say one word, you go to the jail. Not in Ukraine. During the last 30 years of independence, we could be talking and we can be meeting and we can be visiting different political events and meetings just for fun, for curiosity, for knowledge, for developing some ideas in your brain. But now you can read different books, as I persistently saying to you. If you are interested in your development, in your knowledge, read books about biology, about zoology, and even about history in English. So you can, maybe you can say, I'm not speaking native English language, but still you do understand what I'm talking about, even with some Slavonic accent. Even some accent is not disturbing you to understand what I'm talking. Read more books in English, in American books, in English books, in European books, in some translations in English. Many bestsellers have been published already during the last years about insects, and they're available online. And I have just downloaded a lot of them. Hello to my followers who can making some records. I'm seeing it on screen. I'm very pleased to talk with you, my followers and my subscribers, because this is direct translation from Ukraine, and I'm making, you see here, full of petals of this wild plum. And I promise that I will give you some more interesting videos about insects if we will be flying on apples, on lilacs, on some other flowers in our botanical garden, Grishko Botanical Garden, Fomina Botanical Garden, near Dnieper Hills. This is Grishko Botanical Garden. Will be a little bit warmer. My hands and my fingers are freezing today. Plus 8 degrees, pretty cold for springtime. Probably next week will be warmer. We can meet somewhere outside. And you see, I can visit only small park. And here, this park is more or less quiet. I cannot go to the forest. Yes, you know why biologists cannot go to the forest? Because a lot of forest around Kyiv and around another cities were mined with some bloody landmines, which were after Russian liberators. They put a lot of landmines against us. So that's why biologists, people, citizens of Ukraine, just young kids, just all villagers cannot go outside. Cannot go outside to the forest, to some lawns near rivers because of landmines. And sometimes we do hear some explosions because this is a liquidation of landmines around Kyiv. So this peaceful explosions, but some accidents happens everywhere around. The front line between Russia and Ukraine, in east and south, and even just in Kyiv. Landmines around Kyiv, well, not so peaceful. So that's why I do not like to go to a forest, and it's prohibited to go to the forest because of these bloody landmines everywhere around. That's why I'm more or less now microscope man. I'm studying my insects in laboratory. I'm downloading now just different videos about with pictures of insects which I'm taking in laboratory, studying some type material of our parasitoids. And if it is interesting for you, I will continue some translations with my videos which I have been recording during many years in different places in Ukraine and other countries, and we'll be talking with you directly on translation. And if you have some ideas what time will be more convenient for you in Ukraine, just indicate it in the comments, because I was talking mostly with Americans and Indians who are speaking English as native language. But nevertheless, 30% of my subscribers are watching me from Ukraine. Yes, go ahead with videos. Thank you very much, Andrew. I'm very pleased just for your encouraging me to take more videos and to take more translations. Thank you for watching. And now I will have some walk around just for breathing, little bit cold air, but for making some good mind. And thank you for coming, and best greetings from Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. And see you soon on my channel. Press like, write your comments, and ask your questions about insects, about Ukraine. And I hope so. Don't forget about reading books about entomology, zoology. And I will be trying to take care where it is possible, because not everything depends upon to me. Sometimes crazy situation is still continuing in Ukraine, but Ukraine will win, and Ukraine is forever. Good luck and see you soon. Ukraine is forever. See you soon on my channel. Subscribe, press like, write your comments, and good luck and see you soon on my channel. Good luck. Ukraine will win.